Our next hymn in our Lenten series, Creator of the Earth and Skies, was originally written in 1967 by Donald Hughes, one of our more modern hymns, as it were. Hughes was the son of a Methodist minister who worked within the church all of his life. There's a website called Discipleship Ministries, and it has a wonderful summation of the themes of this hymn and why they were so relevant at the time that they were written. The author of the article on that website is C. Michael Hahn, and he describes the hymn in this way. Hymn writers in the last half of the 20th century often produced very prophetic hymns. The optimism following the Second World War gave way to the continual global conflict, political unrest, and urban blight. These particular events called for hymns that not only praised God, but also brought the struggle of the streets into the sanctuary. Now, at the same time, the 1960s represented astonishing technological advances, including spaceflight and placing men on the moon. The first stanza addresses the creator of the universe in those first two lines of stanza one. The remaining two lines are a petition to grant us your truth for wisdom and grant us your power for strength. The writer goes on to say, stanza 2 begins, we have not known you. Then the poet addresses spaceflight in negative terms. To the skies our monuments of folly soar. Stanza 3 begins, we have not loved you. The author speaks blatantly that our lack of love for God has devastating results. First, far and wide, the wreckage of our hatred spreads, and second, evils wrought by human pride recoil on unrepentant heads. The final stanza asks a rhetorical question. How shall we follow in your way? And the writer of the article, Hahn, concludes, the hymn ends with a petition framed with the antithesis of dark and light. And so, bearing in mind this description that we have of the hymn itself, and listening for the themes that are already addressed and that may come to us separate from that, why don't we hear what the poet has to say? Creator of the earth and skies, to whom the words of life belong, grant us your truth to make us wise. Grant us your power to make us strong. We have not known you. To the skies our monuments of folly soar, and all our self-wrought miseries have made us trust ourselves more. We have not loved you. Far and wide the wreckage of our hatred spreads, and evil wrought by human pride recoils on unrepentant heads. For this, our foolish confidence, our pride of knowledge, and our sin, we come to you in penitence. In us, the work of grace begin. Teach us to know and love you, Lord, and humbly follow in your way. Speak to our souls the quickening word, and turn our darkness into day. This particular hymn leaves us with a lot to ponder on. And so I have some questions for you that may help to focus that a little bit. First off, Do you think that the themes in this hymn that were acknowledged at the chaotic time of its publication are still important to us today? And in turn, why or why not? What do you think is meant by evils wrought by human pride? And how would you feel to have God grant you the truth for wisdom, the power to make us strong? So, thank you again for joining me today for these difficult words and difficult questions to ponder. And so, as we move into the rest of your day, be well. See you again tomorrow. And until then, as always, take care of yourself. May God continue to bless you.